About 2 weeks into treatment, I was in residential and I had a really difficult night and a really difficult meal challenge, and I missed my cat and I missed my family, and it was so difficult, and I almost left. Like, I was just like, I do not want to be here. I don't want to do this anymore. I would rather go back than sit with being uncomfortable and the change and all of that.
After meals were exceptionally difficult, and I just had to learn how to ask for help and learn to use my voice and turn to tools that were not so instantaneous as the eating disorder.
And just the willingness of the staff to like sit with you in the uncomfortability, and just learning that it's okay to be like, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you can go through bumps in the road and keep going, and that's okay.
It was really hard. I yelled a lot. I got mad, which was okay. Like, I had a good therapist there. I had Lisa, dietitian. She had told me one time, she's like, I'm gonna piss your eating disorder off. It's not personal. And so I just kept thinking about that it's just not personal, that I'm getting mad, but it's the eating disorder getting mad. So that's okay. I'm gonna get through it.
I journaled a lot. Journal a lot. Write down your feelings and your thoughts, even if they're not pretty. Write them down and reread them. It makes me feel really sorry for what I went through, or it makes me feel really sad for the person that I was back then, you know? It got a lot uglier before it got any prettier.
I originally went into treatment for my eating disorder, and as I began to have more separation from the behaviors, I started to realize how much more was underneath the eating disorder, and how those things were really what was holding me back and causing all the pain. And so it was hard when I was doing what I needed to do in my eating disorder recovery, as far as following my meal plan and not using behaviors, but was then being hit with the pain and the emotion of trauma and stuff that I had ignored and kept quiet for so long. And so that was obviously a really important part of my healing, but also a frustrating part as well.
I think that treatment, if I'm being frank, was, for me, really easy, in the sense that I needed structure and treatment provides structure. To me, I think the harder work is when you leave treatment.
It's not always easy, but I will say after the first year, it got easier.
That was probably the most challenging part ever, and especially letting my family in, knowing them what I was going through all these past years, knowing I always put them first, but knowing that I guess the obstacle for me would be putting myself first besides anyone else.
I just know I won't go back. There's just something inside me that I don't use it for coping. I don't use anorexia for coping